Let's think together for one session about laziness. It's a pretty serious thing, according to these verses. Proverbs 26:13-16, I'll read them. As a door turns on its hinges, so does the sluggard on his bed. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish. It wears him out to bring it back to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. So the point of verse 13 is that laziness turns the mind, the imagination, into a brilliant, creative machine of self-deception. It turns him into laziness turns you into a skilled rationalizer. It ruins the mind. The mind is meant to serve your productivity and your usefulness, and he's turning his mind into a creation of an unreality that justifies his laziness. Oh, how the mind does that often. Now, when I see that and I read these, I want to jump to verse 16 because this says the sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who are wise, 7 men who can answer. So he not only can create alternative realities in his head with imagination to justify his laziness, he actually believes them.
Look at this quote, a queen is never late, everyone else is simply early. We're talking about bad behavior and people making excuses for it. We can start with people that are often late. You know, they behave like this. They're not a queen or they're not a king, but they behave like they're the center of the universe, and they can be late for you because you don't really exist. Don't accept bad behavior. How to spot a liar, and often in ourselves as well. When do we know we're lying to ourselves? Like, bad behavior should not be accepted. You can change. People have many excuses about lying, about cheating, about hurting their boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse, about hurting others and why they did it, about pride and arrogance. People make up lies for bad behavior. Do not accept it. You can change, they can change.
So the effect of laziness in verse 16 is that it makes us uncorrectable, right? Incorrigible. Here's 7 men who he looks at, and they're answering way more wisely than he is, and he's not at all affected by that. His laziness has made him believe that these kinds of uses of his mind are a great wisdom. So he's become utterly deluded. He has ruined his mind. Think of all the ways that human appetites, whether it's appetite for laziness, that is sitting around doing nothing, or alcohol or drugs or money or whatever, you can have such a desire that the mind becomes the deranged servant of that desire. And that's what this wisdom is doing for him. It's making him an absolute suicidal, self-destructive fool. So what then is the big picture here? What's the big picture? The big picture is that inner desires, in this case for ease, comfort, just the warm, snuggly bed or the soft chair or the couch and the potato chips and the beer or the pop and the TV. Oh, it just feels so good to sit here while the world goes to hell in a handbasket. And that love of ease ruins the mind. It creates a machine of self-deception in the head. It creates a skilled rationalizer. Brilliant, creative, non-existent reality, uncorrectable by wise people, so that you think in your rationalizing gifts, you are wise. And the effect of that is self-destruction.
I think it's a very common practice for people to make excuses for their bad behavior. Men with women, businessmen with money, oh, they have to neglect their family. People that eat unhealthily, oh, that's how their body is built. No exercise. You have choices. You can control your temper. You can accept someone asking for forgiveness. You can turn away arrogance. There's so many bad behaviors that people make excuses for that they can easily change. Watch out for the victim mentality. Watch out for people that do not want to grow and change.